In this video, I'll talk about decimal places, and then I'll say something about standard form, and I'll also say operations on decimals, and finally I will talk a bit of multiplication and division of decimals, and I'll end up with order of operation. Now, decimal places, for instance, if you take a number like 1.5, and I would want you to use the calculator and you divide it by 1.3, what you're going to get on the screen of your calculator is 1.15384,615 moving forward. Now, you cannot just write the whole of this number as it's displayed on the screen of the calculator. So you would wish to write it as an estimate, to correct to 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place. So if you want to write it um, with an accuracy of 1 decimal place, you will then check, take this is the to 1 decimal place. You will check the following number, which is digit, which is going to be 5, and you realize that 5 is greater than, is actually 5. It's going to affect this one to make it 2, because if the next digit is 5 and more, then it will affect the digit of the accuracy, and we're going to have 1.2. If you're going to write this one into 2 decimal places, then you'll count 1, 2, and then the 3 cannot affect the 5 because it is less than 5. So our answer is going to be 1.15. If you're going to write them to 3 decimal places, then 1, 2, 3, and the following digit, which is 8, affect 3, and then our answer is going to be 1.154, and that is just like it. Let me talk about something to do with standard form. Standard form is a way of writing numbers in terms of one, the A is whatever our A is and our digit is a number that is equals to or greater than 1, but less than 10. What do I mean by this? For example, if we have 36, we have to realize that the decimal point is actually right after 6. And because 36 is greater than 10, we need a number A which is between 1 and 10, which is going to be simply 36. So our decimal point goes back to between 3 and 6, and it's going to be 3.6. But because we want to return our number to 36, so we say times 10. How many steps will the decimal point go? Times 1. But normally we don't write this one. So it's going to be 3.6 times 10. What if we have 576? How do we write this number? We need a number that is between 1 and 10, and which is 5.76. So 5.76 times 10. How many steps does the decimal point have to move to the right to maintain the value of the original number? 2 steps, which is 1 and 2. So raised to power 2. And incidentally, if I may bring something to do 0.052, this is now it is far below 1, and we have to have a number which is between 1 and 10. So this decimal point will be forced to come 1, 2 steps to the right. So we are going to have 5.2. But to take back to maintain the original value of the number, the decimal point will just have to go back the 2 steps to the left. So minus 2. The fact that it's going to the left is going to be minus 2. And that is how we write numbers in standard form. So um, let's say something about addition and or rather operation of decimals. Addition and subtraction of decimals are actually done in the same way as whole numbers. However, it is very important to ensure that the decimal points are in line with each other, or the decimal points are in the same column. They are beneath each other. For example, if we have 15, 15 and this is addition, and subtraction of decimals. If you have a number like 15.25 plus 1.2, we may also have plus 0.067. It is critically important to ensure that when you are adding these numbers, you can directly use the calculator. But assuming you don't have a calculator, you're going to have these numbers arranged in terms of 15.25, then 1.2. The decimal points have to be beneath each other. Then 0.067, and then you do your operations, and I'm very sure you're going to get 16.517. That is it. And the same case you should apply when it comes to subtraction. I want to say something about multiplication. And division in a very brief way. Multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. Multiplication and division of decimals. Multiplication and division of decimals. Multiplications of decimals is the same as multiplications of fractions. For example, if you have 0.5 times 0.7, again, you can directly use a calculator. But assuming that you don't have a calculator, we can write these numbers as fraction, and we learned that in the beginning of this lesson. We can have this one as 5 out of 10 times 7 out of 10. And this is numerator together, that is 35 out of 100, which is easily 0.35. And that is exactly how you should perform all the multiplication and as well as all the divisions. But I want to be a bit cautious when it comes to division, because when we have something or a number that looks like a number that may require something to do with division, then we are supposed to talk of 0.5 divided by 0.7, and we write them as fractions. This is going to be 5 over 10 divided by 7 over 10. But since this is division, when we are dividing by a fraction, then that is like multiplication. That is like multiplying by the reciprocal of the divisor. So this takes us something to do with 5 over 10 times 10 out of 7. The moment we change this to multiplication, then we have a reciprocal of the divisor. And by 10, 1, by 10, 1. So finally, we have 5 out of 7 as the answer to 0.5 divide by 0.7. And that is just like it. And I hope to end this lesson there. But before I end the lesson, I think we can talk about order of operation. Let's see what we can say about order of operation. Order of operation. The order of operation. What comes first? What comes before what? And we are being told that the same rules regarding the order in which operations are performed on integers, they seriously apply on decimals or to decimals. For example, if we take something to do with 0.02, then plus 3.5 times 2.6 minus 0.1 open brackets 6.2 minus 3.4. Where do we begin? Of course, the BODMAS, the bracket. Talk about the BODMAS. The BODMAS, we should start with the bracket first. So what is in the bracket first? 6.2 um, 6.2 minus 3.4. What are we going to get? We are going to get 2.8. So we can rewrite the whole thing 0.02 plus 3.5 times 2.6 minus 0.1 and multiplied by 2.8. And you can see there is a multiplication here and there is a multiplication here. So we can do them next. So what is 3.5 times 2.6? 3.5 times 2.6. What is that? That is 9.1. That is going to be 9.1. So we can write 0.02 plus 9.1 minus what? What is 0.1 times 2.8? Of course, 0.28. Now, we can easily now have our operation as in terms of 0.02 plus 9.1 and of course minus 0.28, and we have it as 8.84. 8.84, and that is how we are expected to solve this question. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of decimals as a topic. Watch out for other videos and for other topics.